Good morning. I had to make a video this morning while I get ready because I had a really good question when I was on a podcast yesterday about what were my favorite supplements, like if I just had one supplement that I recommended. And my answer was vitamin D. Y'all may not know is pretty much everyone is low on it in this country unless you're supplementing. Even in Texas where I live, we're just super sunny. And that's one that can affect our immune system. Whether or not you get or die of COVID, it can affect your hormones, your autoimmune disease susceptibility to just a lot. And it's a huge one that makes people, it affects our mood. It's one I always check if someone is dealing with like depression or anxiety. And you always want to take it with your vitamin D3, make sure it's D3, and you always want to take it with vitamin K2. And the reason for that is K2, I love it because it is awesome for bruising. If you're a bruiser, oh my God, it's a life changer. But vitamin K2 is the conductor that tells your body where to deposit the calcium that it's now absorbing because of the D3. And where do we want the calcium deposited? In our bones, right? Well, apparently it doesn't automatically do that. And without K2, it will sometimes go and migrate and deposit in your heart as calcifications, which is can increase the risk of heart disease, which we do not want. We take our D3 with our K2 to make sure calcium is deposited in the right place in our body where we want it. That is your tip for the day on the #1 supplement. #2 supplement I would recommend is gonna be a good multivitamin with methylated B complex in it. And I don't make any money off of supplements, but I did share on this podcast the one that I use and that I've been using for a while is X Just One Daily, I think is what it's called. And it just has everything that I need. It does not have copper in it, which for you ladies that are on hormonal birth control, you may or may not know, it causes you to retain way excess copper and then you don't have enough zinc because those things can cancel each other out, and which can cause anxiety and ADHD and brain fog and low thyroid function, anemia, all kinds of issues. If you're on hormonal birth control, you really want to avoid copper in your supplements and ask your doctor to order a copper and zinc test to just see where you are on that, because it's real, especially if you're having any of the symptoms I just talked about. Multivitamin with methylated B, that's my second one. I love that one because I take a lot of supplements because I'm a health coach, but not everyone can or is interested in taking loads of supplements, and I totally get that. Even I get supplement fatigue sometimes. I do that multivitamin, that X Just One Daily, that's the one that I just try it. I just can't with all my supplements today. So this is the one I'm gonna take. It's just, at least I get a little bit of everything. I really like that one. And after that, the next one that is really highly impactful that a lot of Americans especially are low on is gonna be magnesium. And the trick with magnesium, you guys, is that you wanna check and see the most common magnesium you're gonna find in the store is cheap, not well absorbed, gives you diarrhea. It's called magnesium oxide. You're gonna wanna avoid that. And a lot of supplement companies will throw that in and say they're giving you magnesium because it's cheap and it's profitable to do that, because that's a cheap form. That's not the one you want. If you do have constipation, which if you have hypothyroidism like I do, you might struggle with, you wanna take magnesium citrate, which is well absorbed and helps you, yay. Magnesium is so cool. There's like a bunch of different kinds of them that do different things. I take 3 different kinds actually every night. I take the magnesium citrate. I take like probably 400 milligrams a night, but you just try. I have to try to start with 100. I don't want to be pooping their brains out or running to the bathroom because I said that, but I just have struggled with constipation my whole life. But magnesium glycinate is the one that's really good, really well absorbed and great for the muscle aches and pains and just your general awesome form of magnesium to take. I would do that one if you don't have issues with constipation and you just want to take like a solid well-absorbed magnesium. Just get your magnesium glycinate. And then if you do have constipation, you could add magnesium citrate and just to tolerance until you poop. If you have issues with sleep or mood or cognitive issues like ADHD or like Alzheimer's in the family, magnesium L-threonate is the other one that's really good. And I take that one at night too because my dad died of Alzheimer's and that's why I got into functional health. And I just feel like it's And I've always dealt with kind of insomnia and stuff. Anything that can help me sleep, yes. And there are a lot of good brands. I think I've used the Life Extension Neuromag is a good value, I feel like. But there are lots of good brands out there. Just magnesium L308. It's called the Brain Magnesium. That's a great one. We've got vitamin D3 with K2. We've got a multivitamin with methylated B. We've got magnesium, and then the different kinds. Avoid magnesium oxide. We're gonna look for magnesium glycinate, and then we're gonna stack on top of that magnesium citrate if you need for constipation, and magnesium L308 if there's trouble sleeping or cognitive issues, mood stuff. Great for it's called the Brain Magnesium. That's why I love it. And what else? My other great supplements. I think those are, fish oil. My favorite fish oil, you guys, is something a lot of people have not heard of. It's called Pro-Resolving Mediators. The one I use is the most affordable. It's made by Life Extension. I like Life Extension. I'm not sponsored or anything by them, but I just like it because I don't have a huge budget, and they're good quality supplements. And Pro-Resolving Mediators, you guys, used to be prescription only. It's kind of a souped up fish oil from what I understand. And they're extremely anti-inflammatory. They're used from what my doctor told me, they're used in the ICU on COVID patients who have cytokine storm, that extreme sort of inflammatory reaction that is what ends up killing COVID patients. And I've seen them when I had COVID. My doctors had me on them. I usually take them twice a day, and instead they had me taking them 2 capsules 3 times a day. And my inflammatory markers were better than they ever have been, even with COVID. I am a real believer in them. And they're smaller than a normal fish oil tablet. They're so big, and a lot of people are like, I just can't with them. There's no taste at all. They're a little smaller, and they're so effective if inflammation is an issue. I've seen it in my labs. Like my HSCRP and my homocysteine are like half of what they used to be now that I'm on that stuff. Even with COVID, that was crazy. Pro-Resolving Mediators. You can, Life Extension, there are other brands, but Life Extension I feel like is the best price point, and my Harvard trained MD internist said it's the same thing. I don't need to spend extra money on it, which is really good news because I am a little bit of a supplement addict, and I do have a budget. I think if there's hormonal issues, even for men and women, I really love DIM, diindolylmethane, but DIM, and calcium D-glucarate. You take those together. It's not really calcium, it's like calcium D-glucarate. It's different, and you can look it up why you want to take those together. Just Google it. But the DIM, the diindolylmethane, which is derived from broccoli sprouts, but you literally have to eat stupid pounds of broccoli sprouts in order to get the amount of the active ingredient to work. The DIM takes bad estrogen, excess estrogens, and takes them out of the system, but then they sit in the bloodstream, right? And you're like, okay. And then they can get recycled. What you want to do is you pair the DIM with the calcium D-glucarate. Calcium D-glucarate gets it expelled from your body. This is great for both men and women because we're surrounded by all these plastics and fake estrogens, and our bodies just, it's killing our testosterone, but it also ups our cancer risk, and we don't want that. So I love that. It might, you guys, when I first discovered DIM and calcium D-glucarate when I was going off the birth control pills, my body was filled with fake estrogens because that's what the birth control pill is. It's ethinyl estradiol. It's not real estradiol, bunch of fake estrogen. I was kind of detoxing from that the first 6 months. And this could happen to you, so beware when you take DIM and calcium D-glucarate, your pee could be red for like a while. Mine was for like months. And that is normal. That is the bad fake estrogen being detoxed from your body. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean it's not working if you don't see red pee, so don't worry. I didn't know that. I was like, do I have a UTI? What's going on? When I did it, and then I finally found some study that was like, oh, it makes your pee red. It needs to be like on the bottle so people are not freaking out. It's actually a good thing. But DIM plus calcium D-glucarate. What else? I'm trying to think. When people come see me, what are the things that they leave the office with? The D3K2, the Pelicom drops. Some people just really don't like taking supplements. There are some great drops out there, and the Pelicom D3K2 drops, I've been told they don't taste like anything. That's really good news. And you just, under your tongue, and they're pretty well absorbed, which is awesome news. And you're not having to swallow a pill, so pill swallowing is hard for you. And that's hard for a lot of people. People tell me if you've found something that works. Somebody told me they can only tolerate this vitamin patch that they're using, which I think that is so interesting. I just, anything that I can learn to help people get the nutrients they need, whether it's food or from a supplement. But some people just can't tolerate taking a bunch of supplements. And so I love alternatives like that. Is there a patch? Is there a drop? Is there some other way that we can get the nutrients that we need? Because it's hard sometimes with food, and we think, oh, well, I would just want to get my nutrients through food. In our country, our soils are so depleted, you guys, and you can look this up too. Our foods just don't have the nutrition value that they used to have. That's why we're seeing an epidemic of low nutrients, especially the vitamin D and the magnesium. And then if you're on hormonal birth control, that's going to deplete your B vitamins, right? Alcohol depletes B1 thiamine. Just a lot of our daily lifestyle is going to really put us behind. And this is no judgment to if you're vegan or vegetarian, because I work with vegan and vegetarian clients all the time. There are a lot of reasons that people like to not eat meat, but if you don't eat meat, you are going to be deficient in B vitamins, zinc, D3, protein. I know people say there's other ways to protein, but it just doesn't absorb as well. So you might be get to your body the same amounts going in, but it's not going to absorb as well. There are ways to be vegan and vegetarian. You just have to be really conscious and make sure you supplement so your body's getting what you need. And you may find, and also this is a side thing, some people are, I always ask why someone's not eating meat, because sometimes maybe it's political, or it just feels wrong for them to eat an animal, and that I so totally respect. But some people think they just can't tolerate it, and then, well, let's look into why you can't tolerate eating meat, because there are so many reasons, like low stomach acid and hypothyroidism, which can cause low stomach acid. Of course you can't tolerate eating meat if you don't have enough stomach acid, because you can't digest it. I was there at one point. I used to just bloat out to here every time I eat anything protein. Meat is a lot of your protein. Once we dive into that and fix that underlying cause, find them a good practitioner, functional medicine practitioner who can maybe prescribe thyroid medication, like Modern Thyroid Clinic in Austin. Then all of a sudden experiment, and all of a sudden they can start tolerating meat, and they're absorbing it, and their nutrients start to come back. Anyway, that's a little aside, but it depends. And look, everyone, there is no wrong way. Everyone is on their own health path. And there's what I really love about functional medicine, y'all, is that it is personalized. Everyone is different, and you got to listen to your own body. So if you're not eating meat because it doesn't make you feel good, you are listening to your body. But if sometimes maybe I was like, hey, has any doctor ever asked you or said, helped you just figure out why you might not feel good after you eat meat, right? Because most of the time a conventional medical doctor is not going to go that route, whereas a functional medicine doctor will. And anyway, that's just something to think about. But there are a lot of ways, so many ways to be healthy. But test, don't guess. You want to make sure, especially with nutrients like iron, you do not want to supplement with iron unless you know that you're low, because excess iron can be real toxic. I see a lot of anemia and low iron in my coaching clients, but I see a whole lot of excess iron, or even hemochromatosis, which is a genetic condition with high iron. But it can be super inflammatory and raise the risk of heart disease. That's one that you don't supplement with unless you know for sure and talk to your doctor that you need to supplement, because we don't want to make things worse. For today, the summary of what we talked about, my favorite supplements, vitamin D3 and K2, take them together. A multivitamin with methylated B, look for one without copper if you're on hormonal birth control. Magnesium glycinate, magnesium citrate if you need for constipation, and magnesium L-threonate for brain and sleep and mood. And then fish oil. I like pro-resolving mediators because they are so powerful in inflammation, and they don't have a taste, and they are small and easy to take. And then DIM and calcium D-glucarate, optimizing testosterone for both men and women. And I'm probably forgetting one that we went through, but I think I'm gonna be done. Everyone have a great day.